Of course, this orientation I also already given to the half of the students who were the regular students batch. Okay, regular batch students. Now we also added these fast track students. For the regular students, it will be a quick revision and more of practice of with tests. Otherwise, for the regular students, we covered 60% of the contents, which means starting from chemical process calculation, this all the core subjects excluding mathematics and chemical technology, economics, and process economics. So design. So that contributes to 40% of the mark. So the 40% of the mark we haven't covered in so far. That will be covered along with this fast track batch. Okay. Uh, so for that, the first thing will be we'll be starting with simply mathematics. We are going to see mathematics as the first thing, which okay, the entire schedule and all we'll discuss at the last. And for the fast track batch, it is simply a quick recollection and more of recorded materials will be released uh, on a basis of weekly 4 to 6 hours. So that kind of material we already developed. So that is a nicely processed material, and in addition to going through that material, I will list the problems for you to work on, and that essentials I will highlight in the classes. So this classes for the revision of the core subjects. Of course, this maths and general aptitude we will cover maybe at a relaxed pace in comparison, whereas the other subjects will go at a faster pace. Okay, because we have good amount of recorded material, and recorded material you can see at your convenience, but it is suggested to spend a minimum of 1 hour for recording, and of course now 1 hour is not sufficient. 1 to 1.5 hour for going through the recorded material. In addition, you should see good amount of questions available in our website itself. Okay, okay. Before seeing this in detail, let us see what is the plan for the day. We'll see the need for GATE exam. Of course, all of you know. Still, I will say from my perspective. Okay, whatever I came across. And what is the question pattern, mark distribution, and a typical scorecard, and what is a statistics, what is a detailed mark distribution, and what we are aiming for, and with whatever the mark you are getting, where you can go, and what sort of material we have, what is the preparation strategy we are going to follow in the another 16 weeks of time. So that is a totally 17 weeks available, and 1 week, the last 1 week, we don't have classes service. We'll finish it. We are starting by 5th, no, today, today being the 5th September. Of course, it's also, I also heard like it's our Muhammad Nabi, his birthday. Or is we are starting with Muhammad Nabi's birthday and ending by Christ birthday. Or is in between also we have our Indian what is it, Hindus celebrations happening. Variety of events are coming up. Of course, last week only we had this. Our Vinayagar Chaturthi, or Ganesh Chaturthi, whatever. Okay, and we have a lot of other good events coming up. And for that also, I am allocating some at least 2 3 days as a break. At least 2 days of break for the Deepavali time, and another two days for just giving a break for one subject. At least before. At least I carefully planned the classes and all. Okay, the how to go get and all. That and all we'll discuss. Okay, so that and all going to be discussed at the last. Okay. So need for GATE exam, of course, these days every institute is given with what is called as autonomous status, or they are attached to the nearby university, wherein you are having a comparison with hardly around some 300, 400 students at the most. Whereas in India itself, we have around 20,000 students, 20,000 chemical engineers coming up, out of which around 15,000 are taking up the GATE exam roughly. Okay, so among these 15,000, where you stand? Of course, in the 15,000, maybe the passed out students may also be appearing. At least, hardly we'll see like there are about 15,000 chemical engineers coming out every year. So, in that 15,000, where you stand? To check that this is the only best exam available. We don't have any other exam, and they don't release results also. Okay, as like our GATE. So, you can assess where you stand. So in that way, I consider this exam to be a very nice one. and uh, and even if you score the highest or whatever, if you go through the past questions, you will get to know what kind of things are needed in our chemical engineering, or is what are all the essentials, no? So that and all you can get to know simply by going through the past gate questions. They are quality questions, definitely. So of course, every question they are trying to form a new, maybe hardly around some 20% of the contents are repeated, like because this one mark questions cannot be like cannot be always formed a new questions. Always, rarely there is repetition, I can say, like we are having very good quality questions. Rarely there are also sometimes mistakes coming up, and for that they are also exempt that question from consideration. No? They say like marks to all MTA. Rarely such mistakes coming. Maybe some typo or any mistake. Okay. Otherwise, we can say like 95 to 99% complete questions. Self-contained questions, and they are also not testing your memory. Simply, sometimes if the formulas are hard, they are also giving the formula. Say, for example, the formula like Rayleigh equation of the distillation or Ergun equation of packed beds. Most of the time they are giving. Otherwise, sometimes some examiners are expecting you to recollect and use that in the problem solving. And every question is a highly conceptual question, and again sometimes if you know the trick and you can easily solve. So in that way the questions are very nice. And you can understand the code subjects in depth, and in a easily recollectible manner, because it is the only exam to collect all the subjects and test in 3 hours time. uh, so in that way, where you stand and are you able to connect all the subjects? So in that way, it's I consider like this. Every student leaving engineering should take up this exam. Okay, not only this student, every teacher also supposed to do. But these days, the teachers are very rigid, or like to say like adamant, because they are also forced to work in addition to teaching. Otherwise, their job. Sometimes these premier institutes they are asking the faculty to not focus. Not what is it? They say like you focus on beyond teaching. So they are forced to do research, and by that way, sometimes they are not taking up subjects. Otherwise, they are sticking to the same subject year, and by that way, they don't able to. They are not able to connect every subject. Whereas you being a student and you are able to take up this exam and able to recollect in 3 hours time. And I even suggest to take up this exam regularly, maybe some 3 4 years once also you can take up this. Maybe of course by now it's very important for you, because it's a qualifier for going into higher studies in IITs, premier universities, as well as even private colleges as well. With that, you can get stipend. You can study with stipend. Stipend is also of the order of about some 12 15,000, which is a good amount. Or is without asking money from your parents, you can do your higher studies. And also qualifier for most of the public sector units. Sometimes PSU also consider their own exam, but their exams are relatively easier in comparison to GATE level. So in that way, I consider like if you prepare for GATE, you will get all the thing whatever is coming in. Okay, so you are aiming for the ultimate, and whatever is coming in between. Okay, you can, if you are satisfied with that. Okay, fine. Yeah, and otherwise, as I said, this it will help you to get into core placement. Okay, uh, and say if you are aiming for PSU, or sometime if you are not able to get, at least the top PSU, top core companies you can get like Shell, Reliance, or even Speak in the south of Tamil Nadu. Okay, these are all very good companies to consider, or even these design companies. For that, almost Chennai is a very nice place to work on in these design companies. These are all the recent job opportunities. Whereas during my time, these were not available. Okay, only available job at that time were simply teaching jobs were flourishing. Okay. Okay, now coming back. So higher studies you can do not only in India, sometimes even universities in Singapore, they consider with STIFE for getting good what is it scholarships. They consider this GATE score. Sometimes, of course, the foreign university like US, UK, and all, they don't check your fundamentals. They are simply checking your fluency in English like that. But this preparation will definitely help you to do the masters comfortably. Otherwise, those who are simply getting into this US, UK institutions based on your simply like fluency in English or some written skills. Uh, Later you will struggle. Whereas this core preparation will definitely help you to comfortably do your higher studies. Okay, in that way, I consider this GATE is a very important exam. Okay, of course, you already know the importance and you have you are trying to take up that this examination. Okay, and maybe I can also get to know. How about every one of you applied for this GATE? Hopefully, no. Okay, I have applied myself applied for GATE this year. Last year also I have taken up GATE. Okay, I will share my score as well in the last. Okay, this year also I have applied for GATE. Last year I applied and taken up the exam from my from Manipal because at that place in Manipal my younger boy is studying his undergraduate engineering. So just to visit him and also be away from Chennai. Okay, I gone there and spent some 2 3 days and taken up that exam. This year I have applied with the center of Nagarkoil region, Kanyakumari Nagarkoil, because during that time there is a very famous festival what is called as Shivalaya Votam. Maha Shivratri time. Of course, our exam is also likely to be during this Maha Shivratri time, or is 14th, 15th. There is a time for this Maha Shivratri, I suppose. During that time, that region will be very colorful, and all these older Shivalaya temples will be having very large number of devotees going there. Mostly they are going by walk. 12 temples around in a circle of about some 90 100 kilometers. Last year I tried. At least half of the distance I covered by walk, and the rest of the half, one of the devotee, or he taken me in his scooty. Like that, I covered all the temples. So this year also I have that target, and with that in mind, I have applied to Nagarkoil region. Maybe if you are also considering Nagarkoil region, you can join in the examination time. Okay. Mm, Coming to this question pattern, we have of course, 100 mark questions. 100 mark, there are 35 2 marks. Of course, 1 mark also involving sometimes calculations. This 2 mark mostly, they are predominantly calculations, rarely subject like chemical technology, maybe without any numeric, there will be problems. Otherwise, it is usually in a semester, you hardly will be working out some 15 20 problems. Hardly, rarely we will see that. Even these days, this subject like process calculations or even process control or reaction engineering. There also they are giving the options like taking up some theory questions. So in that way, they are hardly solving about some 10 problem, whereas you are supposed to do 3 times, 3 to 4 times, I will say like. So in that way, this time management is a very important task in this examination. In addition, you are also supposed to use the online calculator, whereas you are using your hand calculator. That is much comfortable. Whereas this online calculator, every time you have to key in this with a mouse. Even keyboard is also not allowed. So you are supposed to use a mouse to do key in this data. So in that way, definitely a time consuming task. So you should prepare, maybe from the right now itself, you can prepare using this online calculator to solve these problems. Okay, that and all will ask you to do so. Initially, maybe try to solve with normal thing, but at least for the mock exams, you should definitely use online calculator. Okay. Coming to the mark, this general aptitude has a mix of verbal, numerical, and something about reasoning like that. 15 mark. This general aptitude is almost kind of a common. Suppose in the same session, along with chemical, sometimes biotechnology people also will be there. So there are GATE examination is conducted in 8 sessions. With Saturday, Sunday. That means in 2 weeks, 4 days, 4 into 2 times. Okay, there are 8 sessions. Okay, eight different general aptitude questions will be there for every. That will be Otherwise, we'll be having 8 general aptitude questions per year. Okay, that's the thing. And we have a collection, complete collection, right from the release of this general aptitude. Okay, otherwise earlier, prior to 2010, there were no general aptitude. So earlier it were otherwise up to 2009, it were simply the core subjects, including mathematics. Okay, there were no general aptitude part. Right from 2010 onwards, we are having general aptitude, and we have rigorously worked out. I will say like my one of my student, not one of my students, two of my students worked on that. Based on the questions of 2010 to 2017, all these were now available in the form of a book, and that book material are also available along as a course, that is also as a part of your course material. Okay, what is called as general aptitude, no? These are all simply whatever we worked for the book Gateway to General Aptitude. This authored by Siddharth and Pawan Kumar along with me. Okay, I also co-authored, I will say like, I'm not the main author. This Siddharth is the main author. Siddharth is currently working at IOCL Panipat. Okay, I will share his scorecard as well. Coming to this, okay, this verbal simple, what is it, some idea about this vocabulary grammar. That's a basic grammar, nothing difficult. Some vocabulary may be new, at least to the rural students, whereas city students, they are capable of doing that as well. And numeric, these are all up to school level numerics, not any college mathematics. Simply algebraic contents, and some reasoning contents also there, and picture reasoning, such questions are there. This 15 mark, at least we should aim for some 10 mark. This year, for this also I am going to prepare. This class will be happening at the last. In addition, there is one of the student who is actually working as a trainer for general aptitude classes. That student is also going to contribute for this general aptitude. That will happen at the as a last portion. Okay, there is February. What is it? December 15th to 24th. For that time, we will be having this general aptitude. The max we'll cover it in the next 10 days time. In 4 hours of time that we'll do this. The other subjects, this for the 70 marks, say 70 to 70 mark. So this 60 mark content we have covered for the regular batch students. So that recordings are available. So that 70 mark content is around 60, I will say like, yeah, 50, 60 hours are available. Otherwise, we had about some 45 hours of classes. In addition, the previous recordings, which has a theory part. So along with that, we have around some 60 to 70 hours of content. Okay, roughly. So that content will be uh, given as a course material for this the fast track batch. That is what is called as a live classes content, live recorded classes. In addition, we have very good, very large amount of material, like every question of. Okay, that and all we'll see in the next slides. So coming back, these core subjects we have 70 marks roughly. Okay, for that 7 group of subjects, that and all we'll see in the next slides. And coming to this question pattern, we have more these days. These numerical answer type questions are carrying weightage as much as 50%. Out of the 100 mark, you can see like questions 40 to or roughly about 45 mark. That was a numerical answer type questions in the recent 2 3 years time. And with year on year, it's increasing. The only questions like some mathematics, like any expressions, so they are wherever these expressions are coming, they are stopping at multiple choices. And sometimes they are also giving these multiple select questions. So multiple select means you have to select all the options there is applicable. Even if you miss one of the options, you won't be given any partial mark for that. So otherwise numerical answer and multiple select questions are like you have to give the exact thing, otherwise no mark. Exact thing means in the numerical answer they will be giving this tolerance like plus or minus point 0.1, point 0.2, or sometimes point not that level of accuracy you have to enter. And only then, if you are entering within the correct range, only then the marks will be awarded. And since these are all not having any reason of fluke or what is it, so there is no negative mark for these two type of questions. Only for multiple choice questions there is negative mark. Okay, and Out of the four options, roughly say you'll be getting like 25% by fluke or anything, whereas they will be deducting actually one third of the mark. If you are getting 0.25 mark, there are chances for losing 0.33 mark. So in that way, you should be very careful not to choose anything random. Even if you don't, otherwise if you don't know, you should not do. And if you are very comfortable only, you should choose the correct option. Okay. Otherwise, there are chances for losing more mark than gaining more. Okay. Fine. This is a mark distribution. As I said, we have this general aptitude is 15 marks. This is a standard. And max, sometimes they are trying to make it as 13. Sometimes it is going like 15 also or 12. Sometimes the question like Laplace transform we can associate either with control or with max. So in that way, we cannot easily say like whether it is 13 mark max or sometime part of control. Yeah, they try to say like 13 marks, sometimes plus or minus 1 mark, 1 or 2 is allowed. Okay. So in that way, this average for the past 15, 16 years, this right from 2010, we have the standard pattern. Of course, up to some 2015, 16, they also had a pattern like linked question or connected data question, common data question. What is called as, there will be a data, and using that, there will be two 2 mark questions. Whereas these days, at least in the recent 4 5 years, I don't see such question. Every question is self-contained. There is no linking or connected questions. Whereas prior to this 17, we were having linked questions. So that means there will be a, like, question, and based on and one of the question, upon solving one question, you have to get the use the result for the other subsequent questions. What is called as linked data questions. So in that way, like a problem is like 4 mark problem, split it into two. Whereas these days, you don't have even that options. Every question is self-contained, and there is no linking between the questions. Okay. In that way, we have a standard pattern in the recent at least 7 8 years. Uh, Whereas this pattern, almost this 10 onwards, we have the same kind of mark distribution. Okay. And we have the group of subjects likely this process calculation and thermo together is roughly about 10 mark. You can see this 10 mark is a average distribution, average range. Okay. And fluid mechanics and mechanical operation together is about 10 mark, 10 to 11. Okay. Sometime this the last year it was only 8 and 11. So you can see this distribution. Sometime it is going higher also. And heat transfer is another single subject, which is a easy to understand subject and easy to score as well. So roughly about 10 mark. Slightly lesser than 10 mark, okay, because they want to have more mark for this mass transfer and control. Because usually we study the single heat transfer as a single semester course. In that way, this is the easiest subject. One semester, we are able to get 10 mark. Whereas this subject process calculation 1 semester and thermo sometime 2 semester. So in this 3 semester content, this 3 subject is adding to only 10 mark. And this is definitely 1 plus 1 2 subjects. Sometimes some colleges even they don't have mechanical operation. It is part of this fluid mechanics itself. They are having. Okay. Otherwise also we study this little elaborately. So this is in comparison. This heat transfer is a single subject definitely carrying 10 marks. And mass transfer, we definitely study as a 2 semester course. So this is carrying slightly higher than 10, 11 marks. And chemical reaction engineering, sometime or at least most of the colleges they have it as a 2 semester course. So in that way, it is also having a slightly higher mark, or is average about 11 marks. Okay, sometime it is going up to 15 also, or sometime as much as 8 also. Low. Okay, control as like heat transfer, control is also the another single semester subject. Control is again roughly about the same weightage as like of as that of heat transfer. Correct. So roughly 10 mark. You can say like this is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, everything, and all these three things grouped. what is called as a seventh group of subject is economics, slightly the easiest one among this. Design, of course, a part of this content is already covered in heat transfer as well as in mass transfer, because the gas liquid contactors will study in mass transfer, part of mass transfer, and heat exchangers and evaporator will study in heat transfer itself. So in that way, the mechanical design questions alone is having roughly about some 2 3 marks. Sometimes there won't be any question also. And chemical technology, at least sometimes they are studying as a 2 semester or single semester course. Here the difficulty is you have to memorize the reaction, operating conditions like pressure, temperature, or the catalyst, or the sequence of process. So in that way, I consider this is kind of a memory based subject. Not so easy to score this full mark. Hardly at least out of 4 5 mark, at least 2 mark you can easily get. Sometimes the questions like inorganic chemical technology or refining questions are slightly easier in comparison, whereas the petrochemical or polymer questions are mostly challenging. Okay, so this is a mark distribution. So roughly, this cross calculation thermo together 10 mark. This is these two 10 mark. This everything is 10 mark, and these all these three 10 mark. Max about 13 mark. Fine. Yeah, nice. Typical scorecard. I used to say no about this student, namely Siddharth. He was working in IOCL Panipat. Now the same IOCL at Gujarat in Gandhinagar he is working. Gandhinagar, yeah, nearby, near Ahmedabad he is working. Siddharth, of course, these things and all I have just removed. Okay. He got a rank of All India rank of 120. Of course, he is the main author for the book Gateway to General Aptitude. We released it once he graduated from SSN. Along with him, along with this Siddharth, one another student, namely Pavan Kumar. He also from the same batch. He got a rank of All India rank of 90, and he is working at BPCL Cochin since he uh, graduated from SSN. Okay, they are graduates of 2017 from SSN, and for the past about 7 years, more than 7 years, they are working in the same company, IOCL. He is IOCL, Siddharth IOCL, and Pavan Kumar at BPCL. And of course, many other students are there, but I will say like these students are very known to me, because almost for to these students I have taken some six subjects. There is 4 theory subjects and two lab subjects. So in that way, every semester I was interacting with them, and they were also contributing a lot to my gateway to chemical engineering. Even I also gave authorship to this Siddharth and Pawan Kumar to the volumes of the book. No? See, this Siddharth is contributor for this chemical technology. There is volume 5 of the my book series, and this for mathematics. Our Pawan Kumar contributed, so he is also a co-author for this volume 2 of this Gateway to Chemical Engineering. So that books also I will show you. And the thing is, the roughly about 15,000 people are appearing. Okay, so this mark they got nice mark. No? So anything more than 70 plus we should aim for. No, that is the idea of showing this, and this qualifying mark sometimes goes up. This that time the mark were higher, whereas in the recent time marks were slightly low, were much lower. That and all we'll see. Of course, this my own scorecard. No? Last year I appeared. Of course, I made to see whether the scorecard. This is just a screenshot from this site. Okay, my rank were around 1563. Of course, the reason for this bad performance are this is I am good at not good at memorizing. Of course, I can derive the content, but that much of time is not available in any examination. Sometimes you have to memorize at least some formulas like Rayleigh equation of the distillation. Uh, as like that some memory contents are needed. I usually avoid such memory based questions. At least I have avoided such questions in the examination, so I could not get. And also timing is also matter. No, though I can work out, I am not still efficient in managing the time. So in that way, at least okay, at least the not a bad score. At least I got valid score. In that way, I can say like. Even for this mark also, at least getting into MTech is also possible. That thing I could get to know in the recent time from one of the student who is doing at IIT Madras. Okay, coming to the statistics, what we are aiming for. So we should aim for anything rank higher than 100. That is better to aim for the top 50 ranks. Even what is that? We should aim for the top ranks, no, first rank tops. These are all possible. To that level, we have material. You have to spend it, so put in your time. Okay. So coming to the thing, data. So roughly about 15,000 people are appearing. So sometimes marks like negative mark also getting, no, say less than zero, around 1,000 people. So out of 15,000, 14,000, okay. So you can see this, why this negative mark is coming because of this multiple choice question. About 50% of the mark is going for this multiple choice. So in that, this if you choose the option wrongly, okay, marks are going and negative. Whereas average mark were somewhere around like 11, 12 mark, the total average among these 15,000 people. And maximum mark is around some 73, 75. Sometimes this 92 also got one of the person. So in that way, say what we should aim is this top 0.1 percentile. There is 99.9 percentile we should aim for. For that, say 99 percentage. For that, 99 percentile, yeah, right, 99 plus percentile that we should aim for. So for that, you should get a mark anything higher than 60, 70. Okay, I said like, no, this person got a mark of 74. So these are all expected from you people. So for that only you are taking up this GATE classes, no? Otherwise you will prepare yourself. So since you have come to these classes and you are aiming for this higher level, I am also having very good material for this, for yet attaining this level. Okay, but you should spend time. Okay, that and all I will discuss at the last. Okay, now this minimum mark is also going negative, no, minus 14. These are all minus marks. And average mark is only around this. And if you score higher than this, okay, that means you are more than the average, you can claim. But these are all not our thing. We should aim for this thing. Okay. Our marks should be in this range. Of course, to this level, I also have taken. Don't worry about this thing. I taken up GATE several times. My first attempt was in 1994. There was a failure. Okay, that means I didn't get a scorecard. And 95 I didn't take up GATE, and 1996 I taken up GATE. And by the time at that time only about some 2,000 people were writing, and my rank were somewhere around 300. And I was qualified. At least I got a qualified score, and with that I could do my MTech from SC Tech Anna University campus. There were at that time the stipend were at 1,800 per month. Now it is almost 10 times. Uh, Okay, because of this 1998, 1996 mark, I graduated from AC Tech. That is masters. I graduated my MTech by 1998. That is 1994 to 1996. That 2 years I was working in industries. 1 year at a fabrication industry and another year in a chemical process equipment design. What is it? Process equipment design. That was my first job. And second job was at a process industry based at Karaikudi. So these two were my industrial experience, these 2 years. And after then, from 98 onwards, I was working in Venkateswara College of Engineering at Sri Perumbudur. During that time, I had a very good time. Okay, let's say about that. Mm, now. So what we are aiming is here, and with that you can go into public sector units. So you should definitely aim this level, because that is for that only we are studying actually. This all these 4 years of study should result into a nice getting into play getting placed in a nice public sector units. Of course, if you are interested in higher studies, that you can do, but I consider that as should be the second priority. The first is to go into a public sector units and work there for some 2 3 years, and later also you can study your masters, do your masters, because this getting into PSU is only possible only at the young age. Later you cannot go, and they have variety of opportunities. If you are good in marketing, research, or every skill you can train, and you can evolve as a very good engineer. Of course, a typical career path of a chemical engineer is to start from this production engineer and process engineer, then what is it? This project engineer, then going to sometimes research, industrial research, uh, then to the level of consultancy. Then you should always you should be a consulting person to the this what is it? Top level bureaucrats like prime minister, what is it, consultant to prime minister, to that level you should evolve. So these are all possible only if you join in this PSU, or you should start your career at the earliest. Whereas if you go for higher studies, definitely another 2 years for masters and another about 4 5 years for higher what is it, your uh, doctorate. Even then you have to, then also you have to work on, and with that, definitely your years are getting lost. And in terms of earning perspective, this starting immediately after BTech, if you are going to industry, that is the best earning career. Otherwise, only then you will be earning a lot, and also your confidence will also go up. Maybe you can claim like you have studied master's MTech, but they are not much use. That I can say based on my experience. Of course, many professors of IIT also used to say that. One of my senior professor, namely Krishnaya of IIT Madras, he used to say like the people, those who could not get a good job, they are going to MTech, and those who could not get a job from MTech, they are going for higher studies. Not higher, what is it? PhD. And even after PhD, if you don't get a good job, only then they are going to teaching. So that's what the teachers are. Teachers' path is like that. Of course, somehow I have came to that level, but don't worry. Okay, though I'm not good at teaching, at least I have very good material for you to learn. Okay, to the level I'm trying to best what is it, evolving teacher. Okay, in that way I can consider myself. Otherwise, to simply say like you should definitely aim for going into public sector. Okay. At least work for some 2 3 years, then you can choose whether to go for higher studies or to continue in the industry. Because later, if you want to go into production, not possible. After higher studies like masters or research, you won't be given with this production job. No, only in the production job you can feel the pressure of your industry. What is a difficulty in the production and what sort of things will happen. So that and all can be experienced only at the fundamental engineer level, production level. Okay, for that we are aiming for. Okay, IITs you can get even up to a rank of 500, and these are all possible. The recent or new IITs like IIT Gandhinagar, or IIT Rupar. So new IITs are coming. Even IIT, even our Palakkad is also coming. IIT Tirupati is also there. No? Or any NIT or any private university also you can enter, and you can still get stipend. So these are all possible. Otherwise, what we are aiming is this one. Okay, the other thing, don't worry. Okay, almost my most of the time, is my most of our my lifetime is going towards this only gate. Right from 1994. Of course, 1994 my attempt was a failure. 1996 I could do better at least. And after then I also taken up gate in 2003. Okay, don't worry. In the 2003, by the time I released the book, this my first book, these were my done in my good time at SVCE, Venkateswara College of Engineering. So during that time, I had a good opportunity to get the guidance of my senior professor, who also named Subramanian, Professor N. Subramanian, who was a retired professor from IIT Madras, and he was working as a visiting faculty to this institution during my time. So I could interact a lot, and I benefited a lot. I even used to sit in his class and take up notes, and most of the time I interacted with him. So that 6 years of time at SVC is my another graduation, like evolving to be a good student and teacher in that way. By the time I released this book also, this I released it in 2003, and in the same year I taken up GATE. During that GATE 2003, my rank were All India rank of 24. Around 7,000 people appeared. So in that 24 is a good rank, no, definitely. But during that time, these PSU opportunities were not there. Of course, they were doing their own examination. These PSU opportunities are coming up right from only from this 2014-15 onwards only, in the recent about 10 years. Okay. And after then, this during my PhD time, I could not do anything on the book. And right from 2012 onwards, service from 2009 onwards, I was working in SSN College of Engineering, a popular college at Chennai, for about 15 years. Okay, 15 years and 15 days I worked there. Okay, so during that time, the initial period I was trying to do something on research, and later I felt like to work on this gate. So I spent about almost 2012 to 18. We were working the 6 7 years that lead to another nice book volumes. So this 6 volumes, five volume of book, and another book on Gate General Aptitude. This Siddharth is also a co-author for this another volume here, and this Pavan is also co-author for here, and another two of my PhD colleagues, namely Sandalia and Nagarajan, they were also contributing for this book. Of course, entire thing, about 70% of the contents are mine, and for 30% I taken the contribution. Okay, I'll say like, and for this Siddharth contributed almost like 90%. And okay, coming to this material, what we have uh, questions right from 1988 to 2025. So which means around some 36, 37 years of questions we have. Every question is available in the course GATE CH. Okay, you can go to that course and you can see that course, which is listed in textual course, chemical engineering textual courses in our GATE chemical engineering. Okay, in our MSubbu Academy. From that, there is a course what is called as GATE CH. So every year question is available in that thing in what is it, sequential order. So you can see that questions 1988 to 2025 up to that, and almost every question is solved. Maybe the recent question like 2025 may not be still completely solved. Otherwise, 1988 to 2023 24 questions are having with solutions. They are available in the respective textual courses. Say, for example, the simple course like mathematics is having questions of 1988 to 2025. Like that, every subject. And every question is having a tag. So, always you can easily see the question of 2025 max. You can go to the mathematics and see the click on this year 2025 available in the right side tag. You can see all the course questions of this 2025 like that. So there are variety of options, no, in the courses like this tagging. So every question, what is the associated keyword that is connected, and you can see the connected questions. So otherwise, you can explore the courses. I spend some time in going through the courses first, and later focus with a problem. Okay. I have these kind of courses, textual courses, which is simply my book contents. My book contents are available in the print form only up to 2018 years, whereas the courses are having questions right from this starting from 1988 to the latest questions. And video lecture courses. The video lecture courses are evolved simply from this recording of this always processed recordings of this classes, online classes. So these online classes I am carrying out for the third time now. The first question year were for GATE 2024. For that time, only one student have taken up the class. Luckily, it is a one-to-one class. But one-to-one, but without any interruption by the student, at least during the recording of the class. And later, I used to give time. So in that way, these materials were thanks to one of the student of this 2024. Okay, that student is still given with access to the course material. Yeah, okay, and this with time this material is growing, and our online classes. Okay, of course, in the recent time, recording this full length lecture or is 1 hour of lecture is available as a single video, and every video is having a timestamp, and you can reach to that. So in that way, we have very good material. Every thing is having some simple notes and these questions, detailed problems, and tagging, self-assessment quizzes, and what is it? These features like bookmarking. You can bookmark a page and later you can visit that. Like these are all available. Even the discussion forums is also added, but people are yet to use it. Okay, so in that way, very good materials are available. It's up to you to explore. I think I'm taking more of your most of your time. Okay, coming to this plan. Okay, this essential part. So we are going to spend 16 weeks of time, right from this 5th to 24th. So totally 16 weeks are there here in this period, and after then one more week for the year to end. And after then another about 2 weeks time we'll spend to do the mock exams. So in that way we are not going to end with 24th December. We'll go up to even just a week before the exam. The exam is roughly about February 1st or 2nd, the weeks like that. So at least the January month also I'll be supporting. Okay. And in the January also we'll try to have some 2 3 hours of time, like that we'll see in the next slide. So weekly we are having 2.5 hours of class. On Wednesday evening only 1 hour. Of course today being Friday still to the start we had this. So otherwise our classes will be on Wednesday evening 7 to 8. So class will be starting sharply by 7, and I'll try to end definitely by 1 hour. Sometime it may be extending by few minutes. Okay, so otherwise sharply a 1 hour time, and Sunday will be starting sharply by 10, and we'll go up to 11:40. That means in between there will be a 10 minutes break. So it's 1.5 hour class on Sunday, and this weekday there is on Wednesday 1 hour. This is the most usual time. Sometime if any class is getting missed for any reason, okay, that I will at least inform you prior, at least yeah, 1 day earlier, or sometime some 2 3 hours prior, because sometime any power failure or any reason, like any because of rain or any reason. So if it is happening, we want to adjust that by the way of another day. So we'll try to stick to this time, and if it is any there is any thing happening, we'll sometime prepone or postpone. So by somehow we'll be meeting 2.5 hour of class a week. Okay, that is a plan. And in this we'll be I will be allocating this 4 to 6 hours of classes, recorded materials. So that means sometime so some theory contents you can go through at a faster pace. It's simply a recollection of the formulas, right? So in that way, so initial at least for 4 days I will be releasing this, asking you to go through this recorded material. So these and all I will be allocating in a nice separate course. Okay, that work is going on, and initial 2 weeks time we'll be spending for mathematics. So that we'll see in the next slide. Okay, so live classes are simply to recollection of the essentials. So there is, I am not going to discuss every point of the problem. I'll be simply highlighting what is the essence from this problem, and in addition I'll be giving you the test, and from that test some salient problems that will be discussed. So this of course in the previous class and all, per hour I used to discuss around some 6 to 8 problems, and now on it will be like some 15 20 problems. So in that will be the speed. That means hardly we'll be spending some 3 4 minutes for a problem. Okay, and I'll be putting this automated tests. No, so far for the regular batch, they were some were taking the test and many haven't taken up the test, and now on it is mandatory they should do the test on a regular basis. Only then their aim will be attained. Okay, their goal will be attained. So we'll be putting this test, a minimum of 2 tests. Sometimes it will be 3 tests per week also, and you are supposed to finish by every Saturday. So only then if you are doing the test, only then the classes will be effective. At least you will see the questions and try yourself, and whatever the approach we are giving in the class. Of course, every question is also given with a solution. So once you submit the test, you will be seeing the solution as well. So in that way, you will also go through the solution. But again, I will be highlighting in the class that will add up or reinforce your learning. Okay, so these are all supposed to happen. Don't expect me to remind, and you are not a kid, no. I can simply post the contents, and you can simply follow. And if anything is very important, I will message as well. And these mock exams will happen right from this October, November, December, one mock exam per month, because for the regular batch already they have covered most, and there will be 4 mock exams during January. So this for this mock exams, most of the time I am taking new questions. That means they are not the past gate questions. I am trying to collect questions from variety of sources and what is it adapt always I compile the questions, and once the questions are complete in every respect, I release it for the examinations, mark exams. And it is suggested to spend a minimum of 2 hours. But again, I feel like this 2 hour will take, say, I'll say like how much time I am asking you to do. Definitely 2.5 hour of live class. And this, say, 5.5 hour of recorded material. So it is like 6 and 8 hours of this time. And another about 2-3 hours for the test. So at least 8 plus 2, 10 hours are gone for a week. So the weekly 14 hours. So in the 14 hours, 10 hours are minimum. Okay. And sometimes if you are slow in learning, you have to spend more time. So that's why I say like 2 hours minimum. If you can spend more, that is much, much better. If you can spend minimum of 2 hours for another about 100 days, at least you can record some 100 days. 100 days challenge, people are making. Of course, 100 days is like how much? 3.5 months. So that much is time definitely available. So that thing, if you record and at last you'll definitely reach within the 100 rank. Okay, 100 days and 2 hours if you spend, definitely you can reach. Okay, this is a detailed thing. Maybe if you want, you can take a snapshot of this. Okay, of course, this also I will post it. This entire recordings I will post along with the transcript. Okay, so here we are having this and max this Sunday itself we will start. Max, of course, some parts of max are still tougher content for me, like probability and sometimes this statistics parts. Okay, otherwise, whatever I am comfortable, I will give, and whatever I could not solve, I will also try to get the solution and make it available in the mathematics course page. Of course, to the extent I am solving, okay, still, because sometimes probability is kind of a tough one for me. I am very comfortable in this. At least I could comfortably solve these matrices, okay, and some amount of calculus, vector, and things related. Okay, that and all we will see in the coming class. So, so this is a total some schedule, detailed schedule. So still we have some break as well for the Diwali time. This coming on 19th or 20th, I don't know. So that 2 days I'm giving it for free. There is no recorded material for you to go through or nothing. You can simply relax with your family. And again after this, some two hard subjects. Of course, not hard. Still, we'll give you a relaxation one day, and after then another about a month of class. Then another one day of relax. So totally 4 days I'm giving it for free. Okay, after then, after this 24th, you can relax for another week time, the year end. Yeah, yeah, okay. That time, at least you will feel very, very comfortable, satisfied. This year will be ending very nicely, provided you stick to this schedule. Somehow you have to spend 2 hours. You try to find time. Sometimes if you are traveling, that time at least some half an hour. And again, morning time or half an hour. So totally minimum 2 hours is to be spent. Only then you can reach your goal. Okay, you should definitely do this because already you have planned for this. Now you can you have to allocate time. Of course, the regular batch I already insisted them, and at least now on you should do this definitely. Okay, so these are all the thing I wanted to convey you. And this Sunday, we are going to see matrices and a part of this calculus part, at least limits and something about integrals that we'll try to cover. And after then, Wednesday class, something about complex number, vectors, and numerical. Okay, we'll try to cover this essential, whatever is possible from in these 4 hours, this Sunday, Wednesday, and another Sunday. So these 4 hours, we'll try to collect the essentials of mathematics. Don't worry, okay, I will help you to understand. At least out of 13 mark, you can easily get some 8 9 marks. To that level I have at least 7 8 mark you can easily get. If that 7 8 mark is also good mark, no? Okay, over to you people. At least I thought of finishing it and giving you some time, and every day it's going like this. Okay, I'm available for another about 10 minutes also. That.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me, pa.
Sir,
Advait.
actually, I had a doubt regarding the live session, sir. So when we are having like this live session, you mentioned about the we are like highlighting the essential. But will it be like we'll be doing some sample problems, and based on that, we'll be working for the entire week on those sample problems and
Yes, yes, yes.
followed by the
Actually,
test
yeah,
series.
I'll say like the sample problems discussion and all were already available in the form of the recorded lectures. Okay. Now, what I will do is I will release the test questions. Okay. Test will be having around some every week 2 3 tests. I said no.
Yes,
That
yes.
test will be having some at least, mostly new questions and some old questions as well. So for that questions, I will try to discuss in the class. Okay, and
Okay.
if you also have any specific problem you could not understand, that also you can discuss in the class.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So that will be like more of interaction I am expecting. And if
Okay,
students are not coming forward for interaction, I will take up some problem and highlight it, the essentials.
okay, okay, sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Otherwise,
Okay,
I
sir.
will give time to the students at least some 10 15 minutes at the end. And if they are not asking any questions, I will try to engage that time by the way of adding new questions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, okay, you please go through that recordings. The recordings are already for every subject 6 hours of problem solving. That 6 hours of problem is every hour we try to solve some 7 8 problems. And even last year contents everything. In addition to the recorded classes, every problem is having its own video and transcript. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir. Oh,
in that way we have very elaborate material.
yes, sir.
But I will ask you to at least go through the recorded lectures, which means a 1 hour lecture. Around some 60 lectures I will release totally. Okay. In addition, these 40 hours of this time, that is to recollect the essentials. Again, this also kind of a recollection, these 40 hours also, by the way of the new problems that I am releasing for the test. I will release a test, and the previous day I will release the test questions, and the following class I will discuss that problems.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So if you
Okay.
can take up the test prior to the class, that is much better.
Okay, okay, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
in that way, at least you can see where you stand, whether you are
Okay,
able to solve that.
okay, sir.
And of course, the solution also will be released along with that test itself.
Yes, sir.
But I will be again highlighting what is the essential in that problem.
Okay, sir.
So that, of course, 3 4 hours of a class per subject, that will also help you to recollect the essentials. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. But I expect you to definitely spend time for going through the recorded lectures. In addition, the available materials. Okay.
Okay,
You
okay,
have to
sir.
spend more time.
Okay,
Definitely.
sir. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
right. Okay. Maybe, but for Max, I don't have much a good recording. So this year only, I'm going to conduct this or is take this class by myself. So last year, I have asked one of my student to take up this content, but I don't feel comfortable with that. So this year, I'm going to do the Max part by myself and general aptitude part also to the extent by myself. Okay. So it will happen nicely.